From the Stonehedge place in Akron, welcome to our final week of first round action on the 1991 10-Pin Challenge here on Channel 3. Hi, everybody. I'm Jim Donovan. Welcome to 10-Pin Challenge. Welcome to you from Akron today here at the Stonehedge place, and we have 4 more spots open to go to the second round, and that is what is on the agenda today. We have 8 teams trying to fill those 4 spots, so we should have some great bowling. To help me call all the action, to send our teams off to the second round, here's Ted Malicki.
Thank you, Jimmy. As usual, it's just a pleasure to be here.
Ted, we go to the second round. We'll be moving off to Yorktown Lanes in Parma Heights, but we had tremendous matches here last week at the Stonehedge place in Akron. 4 great matches. If we have any kind of matches like that, we're in for a great hour of bowling.
That's right, Jimmy. The scores are high here at Stonehedge Lanes. They are conducive for high scores. As a matter of fact, just last night on our TV pair, we had a 300 game. So we expect more of the same.
All right, so we'll be back with our first match of the day. Match number 1 here on 10-Pin Challenge, coming up right after this.
Ten-Pin Challenge is sponsored in part by Nuremberg Pleven, by Speedy Muffler King. Visit your local Speedy for all your undercar repair needs. And by Thistledown. Opening day, March 2nd. First race, 1:30 p.m.
What you want, baby, we got it. What you need, you know we got it. All you really want is a little respect, just a little bit respect, just a little bit.
Speedy Muffler King knows that all customers really want is a top quality repair, a good price, and a little respect. That's why Speedy gives you a guarantee on all 3, including the respect.
R-E-S-P-E-C-T, that's what Speedy means to me.
Chasing you, my lady luck. Won't you smile on me today? Lady luck. Yeah. Won't you lift me up? The finish line's a shout away. Lady luck. Yeah, hey. Chasing lady luck. The fastest game in town is here at Thistledown. Chasing lady luck. Yeah.
One of my guys was hurt on the job. The company knows it wasn't his fault, but they still called their attorney.
Compensation for negligence is simple justice.
Yeah, I feel bad. And so does everyone else. And what's the company doing about it? Protecting itself.
Nuremberg Pleven has represented over 50,000 personal injury victims.
I told him to call Nuremberg Pleven. Not to get even, just to make it fair.
Nuremberg Pleven, attorneys at law since 1929.
Let's get going on 10-Pin Challenge and meet the teams for match number 1 today. Representing the Ambassador Bedford Lanes is the team of Joanne Thomas and James Sanford. They face Lucy and Ken Starkey from the Maple Leaf Lanes in Norwalk. There's the matchup for match number 1. So a 22-pin difference here for Thomas and Sanford to make up. That usually puts an awful lot of pressure on a team, Ted, when we've noticed that kind of difference.
Yeah, it certainly does. That's 22 pins in only a matter of 10 frames, so that's just not a lot of time.
And this is Joanne Thomas to start us off. And she leaves the 4-pin.
Joanne going high in the head pin, leaving a 4. Good way to start. No trouble. Pin's relatively in the middle of the lane. Sanford will just move left. He's a left-handed bowler.
Each member of this team has a bowling average of 177. He'll try and pick up this 4-pin. Kind of gutted on the go-by there. It seemed like it was going past and knocked it over. Lucy Starkey with a 137 bowling average. Wow.
Missing head pin left. You
Have
see
not
him?
seen this a lot.
Well, this is it's a very tough spare. Like we say always, anything more than 1 pin is a tough spare. But there's just so many possibilities of things happening on this, and especially for a right-handed bowler. He's going to have to hit it real thin on the pocket side.
So Ken Starkey with a 168 average.
A little too thin, actually, just picking off the 3-pin and the 8-pin.
And an open first frame. So the Starkeys are at 50 now, figuring in their handicap. And the 8 pins. Back we come to Lucy.
There again, missing the head pin left. Has a lot to do with nerves. We've always said in the past, until they get loose and confident out there, they'll have a little bit of trouble.
The Starkeys are from Norwalk. Ken bowls twice a week. He's been bowling for 15 years.
Great shot, thrown a strike ball.
And that gets them going in the second frame after going open in the first frame. And now we come back to Joanne Thomas and James Sanford.
Joanne Thomas here, she's no rookie to bowling. She's bowled in a lot of tournaments and won a few of them, as a matter of fact. She went high in the head pin again, leaving that split, that baby split. That's the 2-pin and the 7-pin.
So how do you go after this one? What would James do here, Tim?
James Sanford's going to have to throw his ball. He'll move to the right on the lane and have the ball hit to the left of the 2-pin and deflect into the 7. No, I didn't give it enough room. Of course, you could make it the other way, too. But they had a break, and they gave it right back to him.
We'll be back with more of our opening match of the day here on 10-Pin Challenge. We're in Akron right after this.
Chasing you, my lady luck. Won't you smile on me today? Yeah. Won't you lift me up? The finish line's a shout away. Yeah, hey. Fastest game in town is hear that thistle down. Chasing lady luck. Yeah.
This guy is rear-ended and pow, $1,200 in repairs, but he says that's okay. The insurance company agreed to pay.
Compensation for negligence is simple justice.
So I asked him, what about your bills, the doctors? What did the insurance company offer to pay you for that?
Nuremberg Plevin has represented over 50,000 personal injury victims.
And I tell him, get a good lawyer. And he says, if he was entitled to more, the insurance man would have said so. Sure.
Attorneys at law since 1929.
What you want, baby, we got it. What you need, you know we got it. All you really want is a little respect, just a little bit respect, just a little bit.
Speedy Muffler King knows that all customers really want is a top quality repair, a good price, and a little respect. That's why Speedy gives you a guarantee on all three, including the respect.
R-E-S-P-E-C-T, that's what Speedy means to me.
All bowlers appearing on 10-Pin Challenge receive prizes from Speedy Muffler King. Come to Speedy for mufflers, brakes, or shocks and get the respect you deserve.
Ted, an awful lot up for grabs here. A trip to the second round with a win. The only question is which team here in this first match is going to win this thing.
It just seems, Jimmy, like neither one of them really want it. They're giving it the other team a break, and they're not taking advantage of it.
First time he's led off the frame, and he throws a split.
I think he got a little bit anxious on that. If you've seen, all his spare shots were good, and they're in the pocket. This one here, he just wanted it too bad, and threw it right up on the head pin for the 4-6 split. What she wants to do is just get one of these. It's virtually almost impossible. Although she could,
she went after it, Ted.
She could make me a liar out there real easy, and that would have been okay.
Well, as Ted told you, our championship team goes to Hawaii. Each team member receives a week's vacation for 2 in Hawaii. Consolation prizes given to all other TV field competitors, but everyone wants to shoot for the Hawaiian vacation and the championship. And another split here on 10-Pin Challenge.
James Sanford having a problem getting that ball to the left-hand side of the head pin. Every ball he's thrown been on the head pin or to the right.
Now Joanne Thomas, his partner.
They just seem to be given a break, and they give it right back to the Starkeys. Joanne tried to rattle him, make something happen. It's as good as she's could have done.
So the question is, who is going to take control of this match? The Starkeys lead right now by 18 pins. They were getting 22 pins coming into the match over the handicap of the team of Thomas and Sanford.
Jimmy Sanford made a ball change, Jimmy, and he still got the ball to the head pin. I don't think it's the ball that's the problem. He's got to move right on the lanes. He's not using the lanes to his advantage.
So, pondering what is going to be the proper strategy, whether to go back to the ball that he just changed to, or something in his delivery. Now, The business at hand is for Joanne Thomas to pick up that spare, and she does.
You know, that could be worse than anything else. You second guess yourself. You know, should I use this one? Should I do that one? You don't really know, and that could be disastrous.
Once you make the ball change, is that like the last resort?
Usually it should be the last resort, yes.
Back to the Starkeys. Oh, and another split.
Good solid hit, leaving the 8-10.
How many times have we seen this today?
Just a bad break on that. That was a pretty good shot. What happens there, Jimmy, is the ball just doesn't drive solid in the pocket. It hits the pins and deflects. Even though it looks good, it's not quite as good, obviously, as it appeared.
Lucy Starkey tried to give it a run again, this time on the left side, and couldn't come up with it, and they go open again.
There again, this is sort of back and forth. You take it. No, I don't want it. You take it.
Really?
Ken Starkey, he'll throw that same shot again if he can. Boy, he almost got another bad break with this washout, leaving the 1-2.
Perhaps your tip on the clinic today should have been going after the splits.
Well, splits sometimes are tough. The biggest way to make a split is don't leave it. Very important spare at this point in the match. Lucy Starkey makes it.
And they are done with 8 frames. They are nursing an 18-pin lead. And right now, James Sanford back up. 8th frame for the team of Thomas and Sanford.
And cut that lead by a touch.
Boy, he was way off the pocket that time.
You see what he's done? He's gone to a ball that actually hooks more, and he moved left on the lane. That was the wrong adjustment. The ball is just hooking uncontrollably. He sort of lost. And there again, when you're lost, your mind doesn't think clear. You're searching.
Getting the score in the situation. On the sideline, Joanne Thomas now really must come up with this spare. The chop, and we've seen that a lot.
Yes, it is. Just giving it back and forth to each other.
They are down by 9 pins. And Sanford must come up with something. Doesn't like the look of the numbers, does she?
Not at all. She's you can see the look on her face.
Oh!
He just kept moving left, moving left, moving left, and that was the wrong way to go, the wrong direction. He has to get in and move right where the oil is so the ball wouldn't hook as much. He's very disappointed, which is understandable.
Big problems now, because really, you lose so much in count, you get nothing there.
Well, that's right, and it's, you talk about spares, she's got to get a strike to make a spare.
Which she almost did. But she leaves the 4-pin. And they are at 137 through 9. They'll have the 10th frame to work with. And in this match, the Starkeys now seem to have this one put right in their lap.
Pretty much so. They're just want to stay out of trouble here. That's one way of doing it. Throw a strike.
Truly a match of survival here in this opening match on our final day of first round action here on 10-Pin Challenge. And once again, a big thank you to everyone here at the Stonehedge place as we wrap up our stay with this week's show. Fred Borden, the owner. Dick Barger, the manager. Lucy Starkey, way off to the left side.
Missing left, getting 5 pins, but this match is virtually a lock. All he needs to do is just get a matter of 2 pins out of that. Of course, we've seen stranger things happen, so it's hard to tell. He got them all. He did fine. Threw the ball excellent. He knew it, too. You see his reaction when he came back.
1 ball to finish it for the Starkeys, and a trip to the second round for them, too. Second round matches coming up from Yorktown Lanes in Parma Heights.
See Starkey getting 1 pin. It doesn't matter, though.
A sloppy match, to be sure, here.
Well, it was sort of a giveaway match. It's like neither one really wanted to take advantage.
179 for the Starkeys. Now James Sanford, who's had all kinds of problems, finally straightens them out. Good for him. Although,
there again, it was a strike, but he didn't do what he wanted to do. He wanted to get that ball to the left of the head pin, and he just couldn't do it. Couldn't figure out what to do with the lanes.
Boy, that's got to be perplexing.
Oh, it's your mind works so fast and it races and you just don't think clear. Now he'll go back and sit down and he'll think about what happened, and then he's going to say, boy, I should have moved. Why didn't I move to the right? But at the time, when the pressure's on and the heat's on, you just don't think that fast.
7 pin now, and of course you only have, one game to do it in.
Exactly.
That's kind of been the way it went. So the team of Lucy and Ken Starkey win over Joanne Thomas and James Sanford, 179 to 156. Second round action begins next week from the Yorktown Lanes in Parma Heights. So join Ted Malicki and me next Saturday at 1 here on Channel 3. Here's the matchup for today's second match on 10-Pin Challenge. Representing the Brookgate Lanes in Brook Park is the team of Debbie Lampshire and Ron Romp. They face Tammy Gander and Ted Friedman from the Pepper Lanes in Beechwood, which is a 13-pin difference in the handicaps. And Debbie Lampshire will start us off. She is a 151 average bowler.
Debbie Lampshire up on the left lane using a 15-pound ball. That's a lot.
She's from Cleveland.
She did good with that 15-pound ball. There's a little excitement for you.
High fives to start us off as Debbie Lampshire starts us off with a strike. Tammy Gander, 136 average. Tammy's right from here in Akron.
Going on the head pin, breaking up a split. Leaving a 6 for Ted Friedman.
Friedman's from Cleveland. 165 average. See if he can pick up that 6-pin.
It's a southpaw.
We've seen a lot here in 10-Pin Challenge this year.
Takes a nice shot. Do you ever understand or wonder why they call them southpaws?
No, I don't, Ted.
I don't know either. I just thought you might, Jim.
No.
That's why I asked.
Bob Stewie, our statistician today. Here's Tammy Gander. Good ball.
What a great shot. Solid into 1-3 pocket. Slapping out the 10-pin for a strike.
So the ladies have given us strikes here in our second match of the day. And our first opportunity to see Ron Romp, 178 average.
Wow. You talk about power. He just poured that thing right in the pocket for a strike.
They're putting some big numbers up on the board here at Stonehedge Place. We'll be back with more of this match in a moment.
At first, I was angry. I wanted the hospital closed down and all the doctors suspended.
Compensation for malpractice is simple justice.
Really make them pay for what they've done. That's what you first think. But I don't want revenge. I just want what's right.
Nuremberg Plevin has represented over 50,000 personal injury victims.
I called Nuremberg Plevin because who's going to tell me what's right? The doctor's attorney?
Attorneys at law since 1929.
What you want, baby, we got it. What you need, you know we got it. All you really want is a little respect, just a little bit. Respect, just a little bit.
Speedy Muffler King knows that all customers really want is a top quality repair, a good price, and a little respect. That's why Speedy gives you a guarantee on all three, including the respect.
R-E-S-P-E-C-T, that's what Speedy means to me.
Chasing you, my lady luck. Won't you smile on me today?
Lady luck.
Yeah. Won't you lift me up? The finish line's a shout away.
Lady luck.
Hey, hey.
She said lady luck.
The fastest game in town is here at Thistledown. Chasing lady luck. Yeah.
Back at Stonehedge Place, while we were away, Debbie Lampshire and Ron Romp threw a strike in the third frame, so they have thrown 3 strikes in a row, and they are really zeroed in, Ted.
Jimmy, we've never seen a 300 game here on 10-Pin Challenge, but you never know what can happen.
All right, Ted Friedman.
Crossing over for a strike.
good match here going between the team of Tammy Gander and Ted Friedman against Debbie Lampshire and Ron Romp. Back we go to Ron Romp. His team, 3 strikes in a row. 4th frame.
Ron Romp solid on the Brooklyn side for a strike this time. There's the high five. This team is on a roll.
4 strikes in a row. Back we go to Debbie Lampshire.
The idea is you should just don't get too excited and just calm yourself.
Absolutely.
And a solid strike again. That's 5 in a row. Jimmy, we could have a record going here.
5 strikes in a row for Lampshire and Romp. And certainly, if you're the team of Gander and Friedman and you're bowling pretty well, that team right there isn't giving you a chance to get back in the match at all.
Not at all.
Haven't made a mistake yet. They're at 121 through 3.
They certainly need a strike to stay with them. A little high. Tammy goes a little high in the head pin.
Is that deflating, do you think, though, to be facing a team like that gets out of the gate so quickly?
It's very discouraging. There is no defense in bowling. It's only all offense. And when somebody starts throwing strikes at you like that, there's nothing you can do about it.
Well, you certainly can't have an open frame. You just have to keep marking.
That's exactly right. You have to hope you start throwing strikes and they start making mistakes somewhere along the line. It's the only way you'll catch up.
So a spare in the 5th for Gander and Friedman. They're at 124 through 4. And Tammy Gander.
Tammy pulling the ball a little bit left, hitting the Brooklyn side, leaving a 5-pin. That's an easy spare, but they need strikes. They have to get back into this match.
Ted Friedman's been bowling 8 years. Biggest bowling moment? Both Tammy Gander and Ted Friedman say qualifying for the 10-pin challenge, and they hope to be around for the 2nd round. A win here today gets you there. But it will have to be a come-from-behind win. 5-pin. Missed it.
Oh, Jimmy. He got careless with that. Very careless. I didn't expect that from him. He seemed to have a little better control.
Well, here's the story right now. Ron Romp comes up. Lampshire and Romp have 5 strikes in a row. 6th frame.
And that's 6 in a row. I don't want to say anything with sportscasters jinx, but they're halfway there.
A record on 10-pin challenge for strikes in a game, 8.
It's 8.
8 in one game. Our record game is 261. They are all over that record. Oh, but there's as Ted said, that can hurt you.
That'll hurt.
You get really pumped up, and the crowd appreciates the good run.
That was an excellent run.
So now you go from throwing strike balls to have to come up with a tough split.
You'll just go for the 2. Take the 2 and run. That's all you can do.
Of course, he throws the ball so hard that the pins
You're right.
go everywhere that you never can tell if they're going to fly over and connect.
That's absolutely right.
So through 7 frames, Lampshire and Romp, and there's Ron Romp, are at 206.
206 with 3 frames to go. That's pretty strong bowling. But Gander and Friedman aren't out of this match yet.
So let's see if they can get themselves right back into it.
Tammy Gander going high in the head pin, leaving that 6-10. Boy, we've seen that an awful lot here at Stonehedge Lanes.
You know, Gander and Friedman, lost in all of the strikes thrown by Lampshire and Romp, are bowling pretty well.
They're bowling extremely well. They had one mistake with an open, missing a 5-pin. Other than that, they've been clean. And another spare by Ted Friedman.
Teddy picks up the 6-10 on that right side. And now we come back to Tammy Gander, 8th frame.
She touches the head pin and rattles him for a strike.
Boy, you're seeing some great bowling, aren't you, here on this Saturday afternoon? Glad you're with us on 10-pin challenge. Super bowling here from Akron.
Just strikes aplenty, that's for sure.
Back we come now. Lampshire and Romp on record pace. They could get a 296 game. Of course, that's a lot of work left for them, but a 296 game, which would be a record.
Wow, solid into 1-3 pocket. They are pumped up and firing out there.
Now we come back to Ron Romp. Their only open frame came in the 7th when they left a split. He broke a split up.
Yeah, he threw it under Brooklyn again, leaving a 7-pin.
They just can't wait to get up to the line.
Oh, it's just, well, sure, they're wired. They're ready to go. You know,
they cannot, everything that they have let go of ends up with a strike.
I mean, they'll probably want to finish the tournament right now. Let's keep,
right.
Let's just keep bowling.
That's right.
Good cover, making spares.
Which they haven't had to do.
No, they've only had one mistake, and that was a split, and that can happen to anybody at any time.
Now, once again, our record game is 261. Our record for strikes in a match are 8 in a row. Already, through 8 frames, Lampshire and Romp are at 226. And a baby split coming up there.
Ted Friedman going on the Brooklyn side, leaving the 5 and the 7-pin. Very difficult spare.
And just to get back, Lampshire and Romp already have 7 strikes in the match as they go to the 10th frame. So you could be watching a record game here on 10-Pin Challenge.
Tammy Gander trying to keep the crowd around, and she does.
Hey, well done. Even through all the strikes, that might be the shot of the day.
That could be. That could even make Jim gems. I don't know.
Great shot by Tammy Gander. Now, they could have the possibility of a 242 game, Ted, and lose.
That would hurt. That would absolutely hurt.
Tim walked to the left as soon as he let it go. He knew that the ball was left, and he went walking left, too.
Ted Friedman just never did get quite lined up. You know, a lot of the players, you see them struggling here. It's because they're bowling out of their element. They're not used to this type of lanes. And they have to make adjustments. And they only have one game to make that adjustment, and that's tough.
Chopped it off and leaves the two-pin standing. And they are in the book at 217, which on many days would get you a win here on 10-Pin Challenge. Back we go now.
Need a lot of contestants.
Ron Romp didn't get the record-tying strike there. They have 7 strikes in the match.
Although they could get the record game. A spare and 8 pins ties, a spare and 9 gives them a new 10-pin challenge record.
The record, 261. Right now they go spare shooting. Oh boy.
She let it get away. A little letdown there, I think, in the 10th frame.
But a great, great game. Debbie Lampshire and Ron Romp brought the house down with a 251 to 217 for Tammy Gander and Ted Friedman. Now let's take a break in today's action and catch today's lesson from Ted Malicki as we visit the bowling clinic.
We're back here at Lake Erie Lanes in Vermilion, Ohio. Today I want to take a closer and more detailed look at the 4-step approach. On the first step, your ball and your right foot move together. Many people refer to this as the push-away. In the second step, the left foot moves forward as the right arm and the ball begin their downward swing. Now in the third step, the right foot moves forward while the right arm completes the backswing, ending up at its highest point, which should be at a right angle to the upper body. Now the most crucial step is the fourth. While your right arm begins its downward swing, your left foot goes into its slide. If your timing is right, the ball will be released at the start of the upward motion of your swing. If you practice the 4-step approach, you'll be surprised on how much you can improve your game. Tune in next week and we'll have another tip on the bowling clinic.
Let's meet the teams for our third match on today's show here on 10-Pin Challenge. Representing the Great Oaks Lanes in Wadsworth is the team of Carla and Tony Fritz. They face Paulette and Kevin Cartmill from Redlands Recreation out in Lorraine. And to lead us off, here's Paulette Cartmill. She's a 104 bowling average.
There's a heck of a way to start for a 104 average with a strike.
Strike right away, and so we swing right over and meet Carla Fritz, a 153 bowling average. Carla's from Medina.
Carla Fritz using a 16-pound bowling ball, and it just amazes me every time these women get up here with 16-pound bowling balls. Is something. And she starts with a strike, throws it well.
I'll tell you, it is going to be hard to yank a lot of our teams out of Stonehedge Place in Akron because they have really been putting up some great numbers here. in our 2 weeks. Just tremendous shows here.
Yeah, there's a lot of strikes. Like I said earlier in the opening, the lanes are conducive for scoring.
Tony Fritz brings a 184 average. Is he going to get a little help?
Oh, gets a little rattle, a little shake. The ball seemed to hang up on his thumb a little bit. Didn't get through the ball real clean.
Not that I'm, pulling against him, but I'm kind of glad that they did not get the strike there so that Ted would drag out that Hawaiian strike joke again.
No, I used that once. That's all.
All right, Carla Fritz for the spare.
Okay, she goes close.
She sure did.
See, Jimmy, that's where they don't set themselves and concentrate. They really have to take their time and think about what they're doing. Don't get excited.
Kevin Cartmill, a 164 average. Paulette Cartmill started them off with a strike in the first frame. Never got to the pocket.
No, he seems to be playing in what we would call an inside line. That's towards the middle of the lane. There is a buildup of oil there. The ball tends to slide more in there, and that's what happened with his ball. Slid right past the head pin.
Paulette trying to pick up the spare. And gets
Boy,
it.
she does a great job. Just a great job. Starts with a strike, makes a difficult spare. You got to understand, she's only averaging 104.
Here's Kevin Cartmill. The Cartmills are from Lorraine. They lead by 31 pins in the match, which was the difference in the handicap. So the match is really even. The handicap difference figures in the Cartmills' way. A solid 7-pin.
Wow, a good shot, but a bad break. Leaving that 7-pin. And a lot of people wonder, how do you leave that, or why does that happen? It's just, you have round balls hitting round objects. It just happens. There's nothing you can do about it.
Well, Paulette did very well the last time shooting after that spare, but right now this is a tester. Going over to get the 7-pin.
Oh, she just misses.
She ran out of lane a little bit there, didn't she?
Just misses there again. In the center of the alley, there's a buildup of oil. The ball just slid right past.
Well, they look up and they see they're at 107 through 3. And now, Tony Fritz.
Tony Fritz didn't get out of his ball clean the last time, so he couldn't throw a good shot.
He lays it out there.
Seemed to do a little better that time. He got the ball way out on the lanes. Excellent shot.
Everybody's playing for our grand prize. Each team member gets a week's vacation for 2 in Hawaii. And all of our teams pick up consolation prizes.
You'll notice the golf glove, Jim, on their hands, both Carla and Tony. That's to give them a little better protection. What a solid ball. What a great shot in the 1-3 pocket for a double.
Carla and Tony Fritz, 3 out of 4 frames, they have thrown strikes. And now back to Kevin Cartmill. And really, the Fritzes need strikes.
Well, they got to remember they're getting 30 pins. Kevin Cartmill missing the head pin left almost, leaving a very difficult spare.
Paulette's an optician.
She'll have to key in on her eyes on this target. Concentrate on what she's doing. Let it get away.
We'll be back with more 10-pin challenge right after this time up.
What you want, baby, we got it. What you need, you know we got it. All you really want is a little respect, just a little bit respect, just a little bit.
Speedy Muffler King knows that all customers really want is a top-quality repair, a good price, and a little respect. That's why Speedy gives you a guarantee on all 3, including the respect.
R-E-S-P-E-C-T, that's what Speedy means to me.
Chasing you, my lady luck. Won't you smile on me today? Yeah. Won't you lift me up? The finish line's a shout away. Yeah, hey. Fastest game in town is hear that thistle down. Chasing lady luck. Yeah.
Most people like them because they save time and money. Others like them because they actually improve employee performance. Still others like what they do for the company's image. But what do the people who wear a Cintas uniform think?
My uniform's red hot. My uniform's red hot. Hey, it looks good. And feels fine.
Uniforms from Cintas, because if you're not in Cintas, you're not in uniform.
Red hot. Red hot. Looks good.
Ted, this is one of those matches where Carla and Tony Fritz, giving 31 pins in handicap difference, have now made that difference up.
That's right. Now, Jimmy, it's their job not to sit on the lead, but to be aggressive and keep the pressure on. They need a double. They need a double, and they need it bad. Like I said before, there is no defense in this thing, and they can't hope that the other team is going to make a mistake. They have to get out there and take the initiative.
If you win today, you move on to the second round, and you're past the first round and still alive for the 1991 10-Pin Challenge Championship.
A good cover, Kevin Cartmill making the spares, which is his job to do.
On the board, they show a 151 through 6 with a spare in the 7th. Back we come now to Carla Fritz, 7th frame. They have thrown 4 strikes in the match. Broke up a little split opportunity there as the 10-pin finally went down.
I heard her husband say, get over there, crossover, try to knock the head pin into those pins for a Brooklyn hit.
Next week we'll be on once again Saturday afternoon. We'll be at the Yorktown Lanes in Parma Heights as we kick off our second round of 10-Pin Challenge. But more great bowling coming up here today.
Good cover.
This is a good team.
Tony Fritz is a very good bowler, and his wife Carla also have a lot of control. They keep the ball in play all the time. They could go a long way.
They lead by 14 in the match. Remember, they had to eat away at a 31-pin difference starting off the match, which they successfully did, and very early, too. Didn't take them long. That was about the lightest hit she's had.
Yeah, that was another light hit, leaving the 2-4-5. Again, Tony Fritz will have to guard from the chop. He doesn't want to chop this. You know, when you think about it too long, you know, it's like you want to give it enough room, but don't give it too much, and anything can happen on this. The match is not over. There's still 3 frames left. He got it right. He covered the ball, covered all 3 pins, which another 1/4 of an inch or so, he might have left one standing.
Now it's the 8th frame for Paulette Cartmill. One more match to come here on 10-Pin Challenge this afternoon. And one more spot after this match is finished.
Good
5
shot
pins,
by
solid
Paulette.
5.
Good shot. Good extension on that ball, leaving the 5 pin.
One more spot remaining in our second round field. We'll send 16 teams to the second round. The Cartmills are in trouble, though. Looks like they might be left here in the first round.
They're down 12 pins, and there's still 2 frames left, so we don't want to count them out yet.
They need a strike, though.
It wouldn't hurt them, that's for sure. This is the foundation frame, the 9th frame. If they're going to get one, now would be the ideal time.
Once they went behind, it was always by 12, and that's what it is right now.
Paulette
thought
again.
she had it.
Yeah, with a good extension, hitting the pocket. It's just ball deflected, leaving the 5-9.
I think she thought she had it, too. So Kevin Cartmill will come up now and try and nail this spare as they finish off here in the 9th frame. They were 12 pins down coming into this frame, and he will be even more because he misses.
Cut it short. He didn't get that extension. Virtually every time you do that, you'll pull the ball to the left.
They're at 196 rather through 9 with a possibility of a 226 game. This is Carla Fritz, 9th frame, a spare up in the 8th. And
there's the washout.
Tony taking a little extra time right now. Study this one over because this match is by no means over. They are 10 pins in the lead, are the Fritzes.
Almost got to break out of the pits. Pin coming off the backboard there. Almost caught the 10 pin. And that did give them an open.
Gee, it's kind of strange, Ted. Once they did get into the lead, I thought they'd put the match away, and they have not.
Sometimes it's like you get on a lead and you sit on it and you put in that prevent defense, and that's not good. You have to be aggressive in this game. Just like that. We still have a chance for a tie here. There's possibilities. Fritz's can go 227 with a spare. They get 19 pins. The worst they could do is tie in the next 2 balls.
So in our first round, we have had some extremely tight matches. This one is the same. Oh, that pin went dancing across.
That's a big pin. That's a big pin. Carla Fritz will have to make this to shut them out, to shut out Cartmills. If she makes this spare. If not, the Cartmills can throw 3 strikes to tie.
That's it. They finish at 227. The Fritzes, the best that the Cartmills could do would be a 226. So Carla and Tony Fritz have eked this one out, and we'll move on to the second round here on 10-Pin Challenge. Good ball by Paulette Cartmill.
Her last 3 balls that she threw were very good balls. She left a solid 4 on that one, and she can be proud. She bowled real well. Like I said, she's only averaging 104, but she did a good job.
There are your winners going on to the second round, surviving a tough matchup here in the first round. Kevin Cartmill with the spare. One more ball will finish it off here.
There's the solid strike. She started with 1 and finished with 1.
So Carla and Tony Fritz win over Paulette and Kevin Cartmill, 227 to 216. Let's dig into the 10-Pin Challenge record book for today's odds and ends. Overcoming large handicapping margins is sometimes a major factor during 10-Pin Challenge competition. No team has done a better job than Alan Telling and Carol Sanderson, who overcame a 45-pin handicap deficit to defeat Bridget and Edward Syrah in the 1989 quarterfinals, 234 to 229. Here's the final first-round match of the 1991 10-Pin Challenge. And our teams now, representing the Maple Leaf Lanes in Norwalk, is the team of Brenda Habernig and Kim Starkey. They match up against Candy and Bill Wilder from the Jolly Lanes in Bellevue. 1 spot left. We send 16 teams out of the first round of the second round, so 15 spots have been filled, and now just 1 remains. And starting us off will be Candy Wilder with a 117 average.
Oh, she got up there, just threw it, and says, wow, that's pretty nice. Leaves a solid 7-pin. Here we have another 31-pin deficit to overcome, and those are really tough situations.
Bill Wilder. The Wilders from Bellevue. And he covers the 7-pin, so a spare for the Wilders. Brenda Habernig will step up. 150 average. Remember now, they have to overcome 31 pins in difference in handicap.
Whoa.
That's a good start.
That's an excellent start. Solid into 1-3 pocket for a strike.
And here's Kim Starkey now from Norwalk.
Trying to take advantage of that strike from his partner.
177 bowling average, bowls twice a week.
Rattles him solid in the pocket. He shakes him up for a strike. puts that big heavy roll on the ball. If you watch when he turns that ball, it just gives him a lot of pin action on the back end.
So 2 strikes for Habernig and Starkey. And here's Candy Wilder's second frame. Leaves the 6-10.
Candy Wilder doing a good job. She left a 7-pin last time, leaving the 6-10 here. Husband Bill have to move to the left to make this spare.
Covers it well. He's been really smooth covering on the spares. This is the final match of the day here on 10-Pin Challenge, and we'll be back with the conclusion right after this.
Chasing you, my lady luck. Won't you smile on me today? Lady luck. Yeah. Won't you lift me up? The finish line's a shout away. Lady luck. Hey, hey. Chasing lady luck. The fastest game in town is hear that whistle down. Chasing lady luck. Yeah.
What you want, baby, we got it. What you need, you know we got it. All you really want is a little respect, just a little bit. Respect, just a little bit.
Speedy Muffler King knows that all customers really want is a top quality repair, a good price, and a little respect. That's why Speedy gives you a guarantee on all 3, including the respect.
R-E-S-P-E-C-T, that's what Speedy means to me.
Look, just drop it. So it wasn't my fault, but it's my problem.
Compensation for negligence is simple justice.
No one wanted this to happen. Someone made a mistake. I'm not looking to make money off it.
Representing the victim, Nuremberg Plevin.
I've worked all my life. Now I can't. Who's going to pay a guy that can't work?
Nuremberg Plevin has represented over 50,000 personal injury victims.
Why am I paying for all this? Maybe I should call someone.
Attorneys at law since 1929.
Ted, Brenda, Habernig, Kim Starkey did what they had to do. They're giving 31 pins coming into the match. They started out with strikes, but have fallen off a little bit.
Well, they come out firing for sure, but it doesn't seem like the Wilders are going to fold. They're still making their spares and staying into this match.
No openings yet in this match. Bill Wilder, 5th frame.
Solid in the 10-pin in the pocket. This time the 6-pin got that 10-pin. It laid in the gutter last time, but it got it now.
The Wilders have stayed right in there and are now building on their lead rather than losing the lead at all.
Every time they make a mark, it makes it that much tougher.
And of course, a frame less to worry about. 5th frame right now, Brenda Habernig. Big hit. Leaves the 5.
Staying on the Brooklyn pocket, leaving the 5-pin. Another simple spare.
Here's Kim Starkey.
Kim will run up here and throw his strike ball at it. Doesn't want to overthink on it, but he doesn't want to take it for granted either.
I'll tell you, he flirts with it, doesn't he, Ted?
Yeah, he does.
It just doesn't appear that his ball is going to get there. It's a 23-pin deficit right now for Habernig and Starkey. They had it down to 21, and by having it down, I mean they came in down by 31 before they threw a ball with our handicap difference here in 10-pin challenge. So they cut it down by 10 pins, but now the lead has shot up.
Oh, solid 10-pin left by Brenda Habernig there. She threw the ball extremely good. Now this is going to be a test for Kim Starkey because they can't afford to have any opens. They're running out of frames here.
There has not been an opening in the match, which is a problem for Habernig and Starkey because the Wilders, getting all of those pins, have been able to mark all the way through the match. Is it going to stay out? No.
Just gave it a little bit too much room and it fell in the gutter.
So Candy Wilder, after we have our first opening in the match, comes up 6th frame. She'll lead the frame off as Bill Wilder threw a strike in the 5th.
Big opportunity here. Missed the head pin left. That's her first flaw, I would say, today, Jim. She missed the head pin, and not only did she not get the strike and could have taken advantage, she left a very difficult spare. Bill Wilder will have to hit this on the Brooklyn side, hopefully. It goes into the pocket side.
And that is the Wilders' first opening in the match. And it comes in the 6th frame. 167 through 6 for the Wilders. 146 through 6 for Habernig and Starkey. The lead, 21 pins. For the Wilders, Candy Wilder. Misses the pocket again.
Candy Wilder leaving the 1, 2, 4, 5. Bill Wilder will have to hit this on the pocket side, only hit it heavy on the head pin to make the spare. There again, they are spotting too many pins. They're only up 20. They're down 21, I believe.
They're up 21.
They're up 21.
Bill got a big spare.
Very good cover. And that's a good lead, but it's not secure yet.
If they hold on, they move on to the second round of the 10-pin challenge, which begins next week. Brenda Habernig now will try and bring her team back.
Brenda just touching the head pin and trying to get a little action down at that back end, but the 2-pin wouldn't fall.
So it's a 2-pin lead for Kim Starkey, 7th frame. Time running short on them a little bit here. Getting late in the match.
Certainly use some strikes. Takes the spare. That was no doubt on that one. Brenda Habernig up on the left lane, needing some kind of action, get a break or so to get them into this match.
21 pins down. 8th frame. Didn't like it when she let it go, as you saw. Got a little action there, and she'll get 9 pins.
Left the 2-pin again, and that's a nice break, and that's an easy spare. Kim will just throw the same shot he just got done throwing.
She walked away and didn't see what she had left. I think she thought she had left about 4 or 5 pins. When she turned around and walked back, pins started hitting pins that were standing upright.
Sure.
Suddenly, there was only 1 remaining. It's the 2-pin, which he handles again.
That's called pin action, but they need strikes.
Now we go back to the Wilders. Candy's been off the pocket now the last 2 times she's come up. We're in the 8th frame on our last match of the day here on 10-Pin Challenge from the Stonehedge place in Akron.
Her job is to hit that head pin. And that's as good as you can do your job. She threw it on the Brooklyn side, got the strike, got a little love tap off the sideboards to carry that 7. And it put the Wilders in great shape going into the 9th frame here.
Plus, they get a good chance with Bill now leading off the frame to add to that.
That's right. Oh, what another great break off the sideboards. You watch it on this replay. He rattles them, and I think it's the 4-pin comes back and kicks out that 2-pin.
Boy, that was a real knockout punch right there in the 8th and 9th, coming up with strikes. Brenda Habernig, 9th frame.
Brenda missing the head pin right again. She's leaving easy spares, but right now they don't need spares. They need strikes.
So Kim Starkey will try and pick up this spare.
Kim doing a good job. Doing a real good job.
Habernig and Starkey have the possibility of a 233 game, as they are in the 10th frame now.
I think it's a strike or nothing here. They definitely need strikes. That's a much better shot.
Solid 5.
Solid 5. She throws that little backup ball, and the ball sort of, as it's going into the pocket, it deflects to the right. It just has no chance to get back to the 5.
Kim Starkey, now 10th frame, trying to pick up this 5-pin. Boy, they came out shooting. They had 2 strikes in a row, but since then, they have not thrown another strike in the match. And when they were giving up so many pins, really, the way they were, 31 pins was the difference there that they had to overcome. They needed strikes.
Well, the Wilders never folded. They just kept the pressure on by making spares, and that's all they really needed to do.
So the Wilders will advance to the second round. Candy Wilder now, 10th frame. She leaves a 5.
Candy Wilder doing a great job.
And they will be winners. So coming here from Bellevue, all the way down here to Akron, they will come up winners. Well worth the ride.
Well worth the trip, that's for sure.
And they will participate in the second round here on 10-Pin Challenge. And Bill covers that nicely. Candy will finish it off now and finish off the first round, too, here on 10-Pin Challenge. We have seen some good teams that will advance to the second round, so the tournament is going to be really hard fought as the second round begins next week.
256 with this strike here, Jimmy. That's a lot of pins. 251.
Candy and Bill Wilder with a 251 defeat Brenda Habernig, and Kim Starkey with a 211.
Ten-Pin Challenge is sponsored in part by Nuremberg Pleven, by Speedy Muffler King. Visit your local Speedy for all your undercar repair needs. And by Thistledown. Opening day, March 2nd. First race, 1:30 p.m.
What you want, baby, we got it. What you need, you know we got it. All you really want is a little respect, just a little bit respect, just a little bit.
Speedy Muffler King knows that all customers really want is a top quality repair, a good price, and a little respect. That's why Speedy gives you a guarantee on all three, including the respect.
R-E-S-P-E-C-T, that's what Speedy means to me.
Chasing you, my lady luck. Won't you smile on me today? Yeah. Won't you lift me up? The finish line's a shout away. Yeah. Fastest game in town. Just hear that thistle down. Chasing lady luck. Yeah.
Take a good look. Can you see braces? Hardly, because there are no metal brackets, just an almost invisible appliance that blends with your teeth. These are clear braces available at the Family Dental Center located at Sears. Treatment can begin without a down payment, and there are no interest charges. Braces at the Family Dental Center start at $1,600 with 22 monthly payments. Clear ceramic braces start higher. Treatment must begin before the end of this month at the Family Dental Centers located in all Sears stores throughout northeastern Ohio.
All bowlers appearing on 10-Pin Challenge receive prizes from Speedy Muffler King. Come to Speedy for mufflers, brakes, or shocks and get the respect you deserve.
Welcome back to 10-Pin Challenge, everybody, from the Stonehedge place in Akron, and that wraps up our first round now. Congratulations to our 4 teams that finish out our bracket of 16 teams that go to the second round, which begins next week. And as I said to you during the show, it's going to be tough having these teams leave the Stonehedge place because there were some big numbers up on the board.
That's right, Jimmy. We had some real big numbers. One of the teams started with 6 in a row, and I thought we were going to see our first 300 game, but it wasn't to be.
Second round now, we move on to the Yorktown Lanes and Parma Heights, but first we want to thank everybody here at the Stonehedge place. Thanks to Fred Borden, the owner here, and Dick Barger, the manager. They've been great to us the last couple of weeks here at Stonehedge place. So for Ted Malicki, I'm Jim Donovan. So long from Akron, everybody. We'll see you next Saturday afternoon from Parma Heights on 10-Pin Challenge.